Caleb, seeing news today that Adi's going to be suspended for the game Saturday. How do you approach it without him being in the lineup?
Just like you approach every time a guy's not in the lineup, you know. Obviously, you don't like it when a guy is suspended, and you know, you move on quickly though. There's nothing we can do about it, and it is what it is. And just like when you get an injury in training, you know, these things pop up, suspensions pop up, international duty, you know, you just have to be, as a coach, always prepared for, you know, what happens when you lose a guy in every spot. So when you lose a guy, it's not like there's a long discussion on how do you solve it. You're already prepared for how you solve it, because you're preparing guys that aren't in the starting lineup to play every single day, to do the things you need them to do, to keep them ready, and you know, so we move on, and we'll plug a guy in his absence. You know, I was surprised there wasn't another player on the other team that didn't get a suspension either. That's what I'll say.
Is Maddox the likely person that you think would come in, or is that, I guess, an option that you're looking at?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's an option. He's played up there. You know, we have other options as well. You know, so we'll make a decision. Obviously, I'm not going to give the lineup. You know, but definitely he's an option. Ebobisi's an option. You know, there's a few other options as well. You know, Spria can play up there. So we'll look at it. We'll make the right decision. And like I said, you know, we move on. We lose guys all the time. So we'll put out a good team, and confident we'll have a good performance. And I'm confident that we'll be in a position with a good performance to hopefully get a result.
Caleb, you said after the game last week that it was a learning opportunity, that Vancouver would be a similar team in some ways. After reviewing the tape, what were some of the lessons you're harping on this week in training?
Yeah, well, some weeks I'll keep my cards close to my vest a little bit more, because I don't want to give, you know, for obvious reasons, Vancouver all the things we're working on in training, the things that we need to do well to beat them. But we've identified key things in the game. Some of it's game management, some of it's, you know, on the attacking side, some of it's on the defensive side. So we have some themes this week, some points of emphasis. They all relate to the last game and the next game. And, you know, some weeks it really fits where the last game relates even more so to the next game, and this is definitely one of those weeks. You know, so we'll have a good plan. We're gonna have a good week of training. We've already had 2 good days, and there will be some correction. Some of that may be personnel. You always have to look at that. Some of that may be just in terms of how we're training, the themes of what we're looking to accomplish in the game. You know, but like I said, I won't disclose those, because that wouldn't give us the best chance to win the game. Now they know what we're looking to do.
With Darlington, we've seen him score from outside the box, and then last week almost scored. You talked earlier about the left wing being a comfortable spot for him, maybe. Is that a result of that he can come inside and shoot from distance, and is that something you need to continue to encourage him to look for?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not about encouragement. He knows he's got to score goals, and, you know, we encourage him all the time to do that. But what it does with him on the left is it puts him in a position where he'll find more shots with his right foot coming inside. It's difficult for wingers to get the right angle to score unless they get into a position where they can shoot. You know, it's as simple as having a guy that can get in a position where he can shoot. And, you know, he's finding good chances, and he'll continue to get chances. And I thought he was very unlucky. He scores that goal. It's a 1-1. We get a result, and there are a couple others. You know, in looking at the game, it wasn't the cleanest game. It never was going to be. It's kind of a hard game for fans to understand in a lot of ways. But that was never going to be a clean game. You know, in terms of us, you know, passing the ball around for 90 minutes and playing, you know, this beautiful brand of soccer. You know, in certain matchups and the way that certain teams play, the way the game goes, that you know, it's going to be a grind. There's going to be very few chances, you know, and they found a chance, you know, and we didn't. But you look at, you know, very even game overall. It was a tight game. You know, we actually had more shots inside the box than they did, so we actually got in better positions than they did to score. In saying that, you know, we could have created more, and you know, we've identified the ways that we can create more, and we're working on those things this week. But like I said, it was never going to be a clean game from the standpoint of it, you know, being a game with a lot of flow and a lot of rhythm. You know, so ultimately it went the way we thought it would go. I felt we could have created a little bit more in certain ways, but in saying that, they didn't create a lot more either. You know, so the story is obviously about them stopping us. We stopped them pretty good too. You know, it's a very good team, and you know, as much as people talk about their defending, they're a good attacking team. They just haven't scored goals, and they got a lot of numbers forward in the game, and we managed that side of things, you know, pretty well, except for the one goal they found when we were out of balance. We got out of balance. It's one of the few times in the game that we lost our shape in the back six, and we got punished for it. The rest of the game, mostly they had shots from distance. You know, so for me, it's a real positive overall in terms of how we defended them. But they obviously found the goal, and a bit more luck with Melia, you know, obviously not making the save, or Maddox, you know, having a first touch and a finish on the time he got in, or Adi's chance, which was probably the best chance either side had on the day, first half with the left-footed shot. Those are all really good chances, you know, that could have been goals. But you know, we definitely need to do a few things better to create more chances, and we'll do that this game.
Do you guys, it's a Cascadia Cup match, do you guys get more hyped up about these matches overall as a team?
No, we get hyped up for every match, you know. I would say our supporters get more hyped, but we're hyped for every match. You know, every game is 3 points, every game is important, every game is a big game. We were extremely hyped last game, you know, and so our process is our process. Every game is the same from the standpoint of we want to win, we need points. You know, but there's definitely in these Cascadia games a bit more venom, obviously, and that's because of the supporters, you know, and the pride, and we recognize that, and we feel that, and we take that on as well, and we want to, even though it's just 3 points, you know, it feels bigger because of the supporters, and you know, obviously we want to be the best Cascadia team. But really, we just want to be the best team, and we want to win the game.